And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be carrying on the Final Fantasy XIV patch 5.2 story. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So, we are here in the Ratika Great Wood at 3018, and we need to talk to Y'shtola. And the quest is called An Old Friend. By all rights, you should be departing for the Crystarium, but Y'shtola does not seem ready to return. Although we learned naught of the Ascians, the insight we gained into the Echo made our trip worthwhile. Before we return to the Crystarium, however, there is a small matter I would attend to in Sliverbow. Might I trouble you to come with me? Thank you. After we arrive, we should have a brief word with Ranor. Or Rudar. Bye. I hopefully will be able to teleport straight there. Yes, I will. So let's go. Okay. Talk to him. Mithrie, it's so good to see you. You've arrived at the most opportune time. I was preparing a pot of my famous stew. Come, I'll ready a place for you. I'm sorry, Runar, but we haven't the... Please, I must insist. It will only take a minute. Have tuna. Tuna. Eat tuna. I love tuna. My apologies, Mithrie. It seems our return to the Crystarium will be delayed. But perhaps only a bit. If you assist me with my work. I say work, but it's rather more a chore. I must clean my chambers here in Sliverbow from top to bottom. If you'd be so kind to go and fetch a broom from Asgir, we might finish before Runar is done cooking. Wow, because I didn't realize that cleaning her chambers was important. Not unless it's a euphemism. Okay, let's get the broom. A broom for Master Matoya? I cannot imagine why she would have need for such a thing. And here you are. It is an old but sturdy and sure to suffice. I read that wrong. Okay. So let's go. We have our sturdy broom to help clear out Y'shtola's lady cave. That's right, I said it. We have to clean it from top to bottom with our sturdy broom. I trust Asgir was able to find a broom for us. Yep. Battered broom. Enjoy. Well worn. Good. This would prove difficult otherwise. Oh, I must say, I think I did rather well for not having a broom thus far. Oh, you're telling me about it, Jesus. Yes, well, you weren't buried beneath a veritable avalanche of books when you entered, were you? Right, anyway, it is time I finish cleaning with the help of that broom. Yeah, cleaning. I broke it. I used it too much. Or is it going to be like flippin' Fantasia? You didn't honestly think that I'd do it the old-fashioned way. That broom is more capable than sweeping by itself. Or rather, it will be. Ahem. Activate vibrate function. Time to rise, to swish and sweep. A tidy chamber you must keep. To this task you shall be bound, until no dust is to be found. There we go. It's activated. In this one particular respect, I have no objections to following in Master Matoya's footsteps. I mean, technically all it's doing is moving the dust from one bit of the room to another. So, in future, I may need you to remind me the pursuit of knowledge does not preclude other equally important duties, such as maintaining clean quarters for said pursuit. I dearly miss this place, these people. Master Matoya, pardon the interruption, but the stew is ready. Is something troubling you? You've been rather quiet. No, everything is fine, I assure you. It's been a long day, is all. I see. Y'shtola, thank goodness you're still here. Alphanode, I thought you were following Ardbert. I was, so I'm sad to say I lost track of him shortly after entering these woods. He seems determined to traverse every ilm of Norvran in his quest to spread the truth of the Warriors of Light and the Flood. And it seems news of your address at the Crystarium precedes him at every destination, making his task all the more simple. It remains to be seen to what end he encourages the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. But there is no denying that his words have struck a chord with many. Well, we're all agreed that this is another Asian ploy, yes? They've commandeered corpses before, and to no good end. I see no reason to think that this time is any different, especially when it's that of a fallen warrior of light. I doubt we'll learn more if we remain a step behind. His next destination, in all likelihood, is Sliverbow. Elise, are you certain you should be here? If you're concerned about Halric and the others, you needn't be. Their treatment is going well, but progress is slow and exhausting for all of us. The best thing I can do now is let them rest. So, I believe we were about to discuss how to arrange a meeting with our would-be Warrior of Light. Before visiting any towns or village, Ardbert... my voice finally broke after 7 years. Would hunt down and slay a nearby city to earn the locals' trust. Our best chance is getting ahead of him. Is to find one before he does. Crap, my balls hit the floor. Thankfully, Thancred and Rien are returned from the empty and have taken up the searcheth. We believed one may lurk beneath the boughs of Woven Oath. Then that is where we will start our search. Master Matoya? A warm bowl of stew will be awaiting your return, with plenty of rainwater included. I look forward to it. Okay. So let's now go speak to Thancred, who is in the middle of nowhere. For no reason whatsoever. So once we get to Thancred, we will continue. Okay, so we made it to Thancred. Let's talk to him.
If you were hoping to vent your frustrations on our Eater friend here, I can only apologize.
Few as they are now, it took us no time at all to track it down.
That suits our purpose perfectly. Now we need only wait for Ardbert to arrive.
Weren't you two meant to be attending to the empty?
We were, and are, but we can hardly ignore the rest of the world. So we thought we might see how things were coming along. From what we can gather, the answer is strangely.
Right now, we think we can do more good here.
It is heartening to have all present.
Indeed. We will be glad of the additional hands should matters escalate.
Our quarry has come.
Ugh.
It seems I've lost this particular race. Although I suppose it's only fair. When we first met, it was I who outpaced you. Ravana, was it? But where are my manners? I wouldn't be here were it not for you, and I have yet to say a word of thanks.
And a friendly fist. Ask whether he wishes Sato were here.
Poor fellow. He will be sorely missed.
Indeed, Ardbert. I thought you were supposed to be good at this.
Very well. Let us forego this pretense.
I like that. It's like it said Ardbert in quote marks.
After all, it was never you that I needed to deceive. Yes, it is I. Elizabeth.
I mean, we kind of worked that out half an hour ago.
Through your time in Emet-Selk's imitation of our home, I dare say you have gained a better understanding of my role since last we met. Not that it matters.
We understand your role, Emissary, but not your goal. What is it that you seek to achieve?
I seek to enact the will of the Convocation, of course. If it helps you to think of me as but another Ascian, no different in nature or purpose from the rest, you are welcome to do so.
Once, I would have said your goal was destruction alone. Now I understand that you fight for something you love, just as we do.
Or you've got a cough. Manly.
Yet though we seem doomed to clash, I bid you consider Emet-Selk's final words. Remember that we once lived, he said. Had he not seen some glimmer of hope in our kind, I do not believe he would have spoken thus.
None better understood your plight than he. His words must surely be worthy of your consideration.
Emet-Selch. How very unlike you to err so gravely. That one should stray at the end of so onerous a path is understandable. But I had thought you above such weakness. Mayhap you thought the same. Would that I had been present to offer correction. But I shall do so now, as is my duty, and return all to its proper course. As for you, look at yourselves. Look at your history. Look back 100 short years to how your greatest warriors were undone. And now, at but a word from me, you raise your hands in answer like the puppets you are. Naught has changed. You fail, and you fail, and you learn nothing. Allow that which is most important to slip through your fumbling fingers like so many grains of sand, again and again and again, and you would remember us. You do forget yourselves. There is no common ground to be found between you and I. Nor do I require any. I have my duty.
Wait!
Well, we have confirmed the identity of our foe at least. And 'tis safe to say his objective is the rejoining.
But we still have no idea how playing the part of a warrior of light will further his cause, nor why he would spur others to do the same.
Another visit to the Tempest may shed some light upon these mysteries. Whether we are to exchange words or blows with Elidibus at our next meeting, the fact remains, we know too little. Ere our paths cross again, I would learn more of the world that once was, and of Elidibus himself. In this, we would be best served going directly to his home, much as Emet-Selch came to ours.
Though I see the wisdom in thy suggestion, the Amarot we visited is but a phantom born of Emet-Selch's memory. I fear it will teach us little that we do not already know.
I quite agree. Yet the ruins of the actual city remain unexplored. Given the vastness of the Tempest, I should not be surprised were there more such structures like to those in which the Ondo reside.
If there's aught to be learned, I want to know. For want of a better option, as long as you don't make me do any more chores. Lol.
A woman after my own heart.
Thank you.
Assuming we are all in agreement, then I suggest we first pay a visit to the Ondo. If anyone can tell us where more ruins are to be found, it is them.
Okay, so let's complete that quest. I craft my own food. Or I eat high quality food under this normal quality quest food rubbish. Blech. Anyway, the next quest is called Deep Designs. Y'shtola would have you depart for the Tempest without delay. Alphanode has the right of it. Let us pay a visit to the Ondu. We should speak with Tolsh Af first. As chieftain, he is doubtless privy to a great many secrets. Okay, so we need to go to there. Let's teleport straight there. I have sent for no finless ones. Perhaps you instead come seeking something of us? Ruins which your kind have yet to explore. I see. I know of one such place. Alas, under these circumstances, I am afraid we can spare none to guide you there. And what circumstances are these? Rather than hunt for their own meals, the Benfos have pillaged our stores of Mithrie liver. They must be replenished with haste. The Benfos, a particularly violent tribe of Ondo, if I recall. A band of bottom feeders. We all lost much in the flood, but while others work to rebuild, they resort to thievery and murder. Revenge, they call it, and when they prey upon your kind, but do not be fooled, they care not whom they harm. Word, have we had the warriors to challenge them? This is not the first time they have stolen from us, and there is no resource more precious than liver. All must dedicate themselves to the hunt. Unless, of course, we were to reclaim the livers for you. So it seems a fitting payment for vital information, does it not? Moreover, one could argue that by employing Bismarck to reach these depths, thereby driving back the waters, we are in part responsible for the deeds of those driven to desperate ends by the changing climes. One good turn and all that. We certainly can't lead them like this. Could we not simply hunt manually ourselves? I thought you might say that. You've never been one to miss an opportunity to help. Or like have a choice. So reclaiming the stores it is then. But we would be grateful beyond words if you did. The Benfos have surely taken the livers back to the Flounder's floor, but be warned that there will be no shortage of guards waiting to spear intruders. Then we will have care not to draw their attention, shall we? Okay, so I need to go there. That's quite far away. So once we get there, we will continue. Okay, so we made it. So let's loot these bags. So, thrusting your hand into each sack in turn, you find them all are filled with wheat down to the bottom. You also find the raw wheat is unpleasantly pointy. Okay, so that's not what we want. Let's look in the next one. We're looking for livers. Clammy cask. So, on cursory sniff, you detect the faint aroma of fresh oranges, a far cry from the rather memorable scent of Mithrie liver. Okay, let's check the next place. Says Bedraggle box. These boxes are filled with assorted vegetables. Liver is not a vegetable. Really? Okay, so one of these. Maybe this way. This is full bus bag. So from the squelching noise they make when prodded and the vile stench, you conclude that these bags are bursting with livers. Brilliant. Are those them? Perhaps you've deduced this already, but it seems the Benfos have been raiding Colusian storehouses as well as those of the Ondu. Oranges, pumpkins, wheat. But we can discuss this after we see the liver safely back to Tol's Af. It wouldn't be to keep him in suspense. Like, no resistance. No one's going to try and stop us. Okay. Let's teleport straight back then. That was easy. Like, yoink. Fine. Bye. Okay. I am relieved to see you unspeared. Here are the livers. Our precious livers, I knew you would not fail. We also found all manner of foodstuffs from Colusia in the Flounder's floor. Tell me, Tolsaf, does that seem odd to you? It is brazen, to be sure. I'm reminded of rumors I've heard recently concerning a rash of thefts from the Colusian warehouses. The perpetrators enter in the dead of night and are gone before anyone has realized what has happened. The Amoran army has been investigating and thus to no avail. Perhaps the reason they have struggled so is that their quarry is of the sea. The true question then is what we mean to do about it. Much as I would like to proceed to the ruins without further delay, we cannot allow the Benfos to carry on as they were. If I may, I believe that the ruins are in fact key to Benfos's plans. Is that so? These ruins, which lie deep within the illuminated land, are a recent discovery. We have seen signs that the Benfos are preparing to claim them with all haste. We cannot fathom why, but in light of the knowledge that they have been stockpiling resources, it is clear that their queen will soon give birth. They require space to raise their young and food for both queen and hatchling to thrive. Well, we can hardly fault them for that. Under normal circumstances, perhaps, but conditions in the Tempest are far more from suitable for spawning. Its resources barely able to sustain our current population. There is only reason they would disregard this. They seek to build an army, and with it take revenge upon the Finless. It is not a surprise they came to us not long ago seeking allies for the cause. We rebuffed them, of course. The suffering of others will not serve as balm to their own. Their queen, however, desires only bloodshed and will gladly send her children to die in our stead. If they are planning to wage war, that changes matters considerably. Indeed. I doubt that this can be resolved without violence, but perhaps with a show of force, we can convince them to see reason before the die is cast. I would rather not risk your people in the attempt. If we travel to the illuminated land, is there a way we might identify the ruins ourselves? Yes. Once you reach its depths, go deeper still. You will see a monstrous structure there upon the sea floor. That you have come to us now is the will of the Ancient Ones. They have guided you here that you may drive out the usurpers, those who seek to use their magnificent creatures with vile purpose. I have no doubt that they will show you the way forward. I'm afraid that the deed do not speak quite so clearly. Sorry, the deed. The dead. Nevertheless, we shall try not to disappoint. If what we seek lieth deeper still, beyond Armorot, I will call upon the assistance of anothereth. Okay, let's complete. Okay, so the next quest is called A Whale's Tale. Urianger has a mind to call an old friend. So, though our cause has been decided, to pursue it, we must needs beseech the aid of a friendeth. I speak of Bismarck. Pray follow me to Solon, that we might seek an audience with him even once moreth. Yeseth, let's goeth. Okay, so we need to go... Oops. We need to go to there, which is quite far away. So, once we get there, we will continue. Okay, so we made it to Urianger, so let's talk to him. From here, we pass onwards to the Isle of Ken. I myself shall proceed on foot. You perfected your technique then. Is he going to walk on water, or is he Jesus? Just so, the water will be glass beneath my feet. I provideth purchase fragile yet true. Watch closelyeth. Oh, I certainly shall. Forgive me, but would it not be easier to perfect your swimming technique? Aye, 'twould be a pity if you drowned, truly. Oh hush, I'm sure it will be brilliant. Incoming big splash. Yep, confirmed. Urianger is Jesus. He's done it. Incredible. Clap, 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 clap. They don't think that's strange. How do we know that Urianger is not an Ascian? Uh oh. Flash. There we go. Urianger. Oh, for the love of... Is Urianger, like, allergic to swimming? Mine apologies. The technique requireth the purest of focus, and mine was 'twas lacking of. So to perfect this magic, I went so far as to deal with the Foaf, and with their aid, my efforts finally met with success, albeit on a single occasion. I know not why I cannot repeat it. I thought I saw you waver a bit towards the end. Perhaps you're simply tired? Bancred? It's nothing to worry about, only a dizzy spell. Though it may not be wise to go for another swim just now. Thankfully, we have an alternative. A wonderful little invention. I'm certain you'll agree. A boat? Well, there you go. And we live in a world where there's teleporting and flying mounts. But let's forget both of those. Okay, there's your Yonji. So I will petition Bismarck's aid on our behalf. Let us pray my diplomacy proveth more effective than mine experimental magics. You speak with the voice of the king, little neighbours. I will not deny you. As before, if you seek what sleeps beneath the sea, I will be your guide. Thy kindness is as boundless as the depths, serene Waneth. Before we depart, however, I ask a favour. Sorry, let me do it as a massive turtle god voice. Before we depart, however, I would ask you a favour. After our last flight, I found many creatures clinging to me. I am itchy. Wah! Remove them, and I'll take you below. Woohoo! Wah! Wee! With all haste shall it be doneth. So did he agree? Aye, though I agreed to a favour in kind. Regrettably, 'tis not one I possess a power to grant. Bismarck hath asked us to cleanse his underbelly of barnacles. Alas, one must needs dive beneath the surface to do so. Even if I could master the power to walk upon it, it would avail me not of. Well, Mithrie here can breathe underwater. Oh, for heaven's sake, is that all? Mithrie and I are more than capable of that. With the Kojin's blessing, we'll have done it in moments. And better than standing here and listening to this nonsense, I'll take the right, you take the left. Now go. I am in your debt of. Okay. Let's go. So we need to go that way. And I guess we have to go under the water. Okay. So, after a good deal of prying from various angles, you dislodge the barnacle. I wonder what barnacles are. After a good deal of prying from various angles, you dislodge the barnacle. Okay. So... Okie dokie, I'm done. Go back to Urianger. So thine efforts are most sincerely appreciated. I will inform Bismarck that we may depart without further delayeth.
Much better, thank you, little neighbors. I remember a long time ago, another did this favor for me. After the flood, when I could close this spot for my slumber, he came and made a book for my back. Ken was his name. When I grew itchy, I stirred, but he was not afraid. No, he asked me what was wrong. I told him of the creatures clinging to my belly.
Godly balls drop. And he dove into the water. He helped me. He was my friend. He told me he wished to live in peace, away from his people and their wares or wars. This I understood. I treasured our time together. Brief though it was, brief it always is, I remember him, and how he laughed when we flew. ... I remember when he slept. I too slept that day, and many days since. But the light fades and the darkness returns. Ken sleeps, but in memory he laughs, and together we fly. And I am here, and I'm awake. It feels good to speak and be heard again. A shame others cannot understand me. I wish my voice was as deep as Alphinode's. If thou art willing to learn, I would gladly teach thee the language of Manath. Thank you, little friend, but it is time I grant you your request. But first I will take flight to cleanse my body and prepare. The dive will be swift, and I would not have you struck by errant debris. Because it's so icky, oh my god. Oh, this island was named after a man. Sorry, was named for a man. How easily the past is forgotten. He passed not even 100 years ago, yet the truth has slipped from history, like so many grains of sand. Might I have some explanation of what he just said? Or shall we all stand about making vague and mysterious allusions? While he maketh ready to deliver us onto our destination, Bismarck bade us wait for him on the shore of Calusiaif. That's all? I feel as though there was more to it. Indeed there was, but it have no bearing on the task at hand. I should be glad to share the rest with you anon. Fine, later then. If Bismarck requires time to prepare, I suggest a short respite for Urianger and Thancred in particular. I require no such thing. I am the picture of perfect health. Mine was but a momentary lapse in concentration. Worry not on my account of. You mustn't push yourselves so. Please rest for me. Oh, alright, if you insist. Stop giving me that puppy dog look. You too, Mithrie. You've been running yourself ragged. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I like sleep. In that case, I leave the old men in your care. The rest of us will meet you at the split hull anon. Word of advice, never let it show. When she realizes she struck a nerve, she remembers. By the gods, she remembers. In any case, we must be made to rest. I know a place in Solon that's better for it than most. Come with me. Okay, well, let's talk to Thancred. So, may as well have a seat. We wouldn't want our elderly knees to give out. We're old. To hear her speak, you'd think I'm on my deathbed. By the 12, I wish that girl wouldn't worry so much. Thy countenance believe thy words, Master Thancred. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Let the record show that I am here under protest. Though I can't say I mind the view. Realistic, saying with a man's bread, as you can see. And if the abundance of anglers is any indication, even an amateur might land an impressive catch. Shall we try our hands at it? Help someone, quickly. It's Nightshade. We was attacked on the road from the Crystarium. Barely escaped with me life. I suppose we might have predicted this. You mean your help? For free? Thank you. If I recall correctly, Nightshade is a local band of outlaws. I doubt they'll trouble us overmuch. No more than they already have by interrupting our relaxation at any rate. Okay, so I need to go to there. Once I get there, we will continue. Okay, so we made it here to Thancred. Let's talk to him. So these two have matters well in hand by the looks of it. I'll not forget this kindness. May we meet again. Is that you, milady? Don't tell me we just deprived the poor fellow of the honor of being rescued by the Warrior of Darkness. We had no idea that you were in the area. Fancy us meeting again so soon, eh? Why, I believe I even recognize your companion. Ah yes, from the infirmary. You had a message for the Crystal Exarch, did you not? It's good to see you back on your feet, and on patrol no less. Oh, it's nothing as official as all that. Strictly speaking, we're off duty. But as we've had a free moment, we thought we'd give a few of the less travelled roads a look. The guard doesn't have enough hands to patrol them regularly, you see. That's admirable. There are few so devoted to their duty, in Lakeland or beyond. Well, we've been talking about it for a while, and neither of us is satisfied with just seeing out our service. It feels like we could be doing more, like we should be doing more. It's all about having the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through. I remember you, the excitable one. Sorry, my lady. I got a bit overexcited the other day. I couldn't get my words out. The name's Vernard, my lady. I'm with the guard, but I don't just want to protect Lakeland. I want to protect the lot. Just like the Warriors of Light. Sadly, our duties prevent us from venturing too far from our own little corner of Novran. What we'd really like to do is travel, do better ourselves, and go where the need is greatest. But everyone has to start somewhere, don't they? For now, if we can stop Nightshade from robbing the odd fisherman, then that's what we'll do. Well, future heroes of the first, do you think? They want naught for spirit. It is but a pity they draw inspiration from so clouded a wellspringeth. Yet it availeth naught to fret in idleness. We must needs press on if we are to bring Elidibus's schemes to lighteth. Oh, that's complete. Well, let's get this one. Cool. Right. Next quest is called Beneath the Surface. Thus reminded of the urgency of your investigation, Urianger would press on. Though our respite was cut short, I dare say we are all eager to avail ourselves of such knowledge as the ruins may hold. Aye, and I doubt further contemplation of Elidibus's machinations will be conductive to relaxation. We may as well make for the split hull now. Okay. Sorry, wrong button. Let's see where we're headed. The split hull all the way over there. So once we get there, we will continue. Okay, so we reached Urianger, so let's talk to him. So all are present. Now we need but await Bismarck's coming. It is time. Pray make ready. Cool. I've unlocked the next dungeon. Okay, so once I have done this... Okay, so I need to go to the next dungeon, so I'll do it in the next episode to carry on the story. So we're getting close towards the end of the patch 5.2 story. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye, guys.